You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Shout out to the replay gang. Thank you button, hype button, cash out button, right? And Brooklyn Finance reminds me that I said link in the description, and I actually don't have a link in the description because I don't have anything for y'all to watch. I don't know. I got used to it so much that sometimes I'll put it in and it's not that, right? So we do not have a link in the description, right? Because there is no link. And my apologies, Brooklyn's Finest. Thank you for asking. I will fix that after the stream, right? I will fix that after the stream just in case the replay gang is like, wait a minute, what link? Wait a minute, Z, what you talking about? Right? So my apologies to everyone. My apologies. That, of course, a habit right there. My apologies. And you know what? I did not do this earlier. Y'all give Z a second as we... Okay, so that's okay. Now we got space. All right. So where do I start? Let's start here because I want to do Compassion and Callous a solid. Compassion and Callous sent me a link in, once again, rest in peace to the young lady Ashley Janae. We are not going to be on this. We're using her situation to have a larger conversation, right? So let's play this and we'll get underway, right? Continuing.
Y'all let these internet hoes think that prominent white men are going to marry y'all where most of y'all don't come from no program. You don't come from no married family. You have trauma everywhere. And these girls have hyped y'all head up to think that you, a 25-year-old CNA with no father and a single mom that worked 3 jobs to give you oodles and noodles, they got y'all really thinking that prominent, high-value white men are going to marry y'all.
Got a little bit of technical difficulty on my end. We're going to try this again.
Y'all let these internet hoes think that prominent white men are going to marry y'all where most of y'all don't come from no program. You don't come from no married family. You have trauma everywhere. And these girls have hyped y'all head up to think that you, a 25-year-old CNA with no father and a single mom that worked 3 jobs to give you oodles and noodles, they got y'all really thinking that prominent, high-value white men are going to marry y'all.
I think I just ripped my esophagus.
And shout out to Compassionate and Callous. And I forgot homegirl's name. Somebody put it in the comments, please. My apologies. I forgot her name. Okay. So shout out to Compassionate and Callous. He sent that to me earlier. Right? Okay, let's say this. And Trell says, actually, let's read this. And Trell says, a 25-year-old overweight CNA. And let's say, look, I think this is gonna get worse. Six the Goddess. Thank you. No Heroes, thank you. And my apologies, Six the Goddess. I think this is gonna get worse. And it's not a black woman thing, it's a woman thing. Working class folks, y'all gonna see Mr. Z is gonna emphasize this and stress this today. Working class folks, working class women said damn it all to hell, and so they're trying to go for the air quotes bigger, better deal, and that's what the white man represents. The white man represents the man. And as you see this kind of, I would describe like this stratification economically, the wealthy people taking all the jobs and all the money and all the automation, kicking people in the ass, women in the ass, machine learning, right? And I might play that on Instagram in a minute where we might go doomer. We might go doomer next stream. Mr. Z, you're not gonna go doomer this stream? Good question. I do see the ladies reaching the market cap of what their working class background as an individual is going to afford them. This is why Mr. Z said the outliers are doing too much talking. Median income in America is $43,000 a year. Sorry, median salary in America is $43,000 a year. Average salary in America is $64,000 a year. And yet the ladies are looking for Superman financially. Aesthetically, too, if they could get it. So that's what the elite rich white man represents. And so you're going to see this amongst women folk, particularly black women. Now, of course, we're going to start talking about character flaw in men and how men are messed up here and men are messed up there and black men are not this and black men are not that. That's too easy. We live in a white supremacist, right, neo-colonial settler state. So, of course, black women are going to sound anti-black, particularly anti-black men. You couple feminism with anti-blackness, you got black women. You're run-of-the-mill, everyday black women, particularly your divestors and swirlers. Right? So, of course, the out-group women are all going to try to huddle up on elite white men. Shout out to Asian women. Oops. All women are going to try to do that. And if they can't, then they'll just find some boy toy to have fun with. You're going to see this in working class folks, working class women. Elite black men, elite white men, elite Latinos or Asian men, they're going to have their fun. This is a story as old as time, as this is human history. Genghis Khan, anyone? Name the king. Name the prince. Huh? Throughout human history. Yeah, he was married to this one woman and sired a zillion kids, legitimate and not legitimate. The ladies have reached the market cap of what they $45,000 a year going to do for them. They 50, they 52, 55, $38,000 a year. And so, yeah, the elite rich white man. And if that's the bar, then everything under that is settling. And I will do what I want to do because I don't have that. And I won't make no excuses. Huh? Yeah, of course. Why not? Man. So, to six the goddess, it makes sense. It makes sense. Black women, Black American women are American women. And American history is littered with, chock full of, drowning in anti-blackness. Black women grow up in the same society. And what does anti-blackness look like on black women? Especially when you couple it with feminism and capitalism. What does if you live in a neo-colonial white supremacist settler state, what, because black women are black, they don't receive the same messages? They receive the same messages. The rise of second wave plus feminism, neoliberal late stage capitalism, market-based valuation of everything. What y'all think? So of course it's the elite rich white man, not just for black women. Black women are just so goddamn loud about it. But for the Latinas too, and for the Asian women too, that's South Asian and East Asian, don't let them fool you. Okay, I will. And Brooklyn Finance says, Z, I sent you an email, everybody versus black men. Check it out, bro. I will. Right? So the divestors and the swirlers are just insanely loud. Your average black woman is insanely loud. So yeah, maybe working class white women aren't as loud. And Asian women aren't as loud. Watch their footwork though. Watch that footwork. Right? And Latina women aren't as loud. Oh, they pretty damn loud though. They're pretty damn loud. They're not as loud as black women, but they're pretty damn loud. Huh? The working class, this is a fantasy. To climb up 3, 4 classes, you working poor, you grew up working poor, you grew up lower working class. Of course, you have the fantasy that you're gonna be working. What Shay Sade said years ago in the Shake Shack, and your white billionaire gonna walk in and find you to be the most, and you a slim. Let's say, because we know it, slim dark, beautiful slim dark. Yeah, your fantasy. Bartholomew the Third, screw it. Barron Trump walks into the Shake Shack. Barron Trump and his 6'7" height walk into the Shake Shack, and he don't know what to do with himself. He fall in love with cute Slim Dark and whisk her away. Richie Rich, shout out to all of us super young Xers and us millennials. Richie Rich walk into the Shake Shack, huh? And fall in love with Slim Dark. Cute, attractive Slim Dark. This is like the dream of all dreams. So the divestors are being stupid loud with it. The swirlers are being stupid loud with it, but this is the dream. This is a woman's dream. Not even just a black woman. This is a woman's dream. Namely a black woman, namely obviously these swirlers and divestors. This is the dream. This is how you get to escape from grueling 40+ hour work days. I mean, work weeks, not 40-hour work days. Oh my God. But this is how you get to escape from the 40-hour work week. And that's for those of you that are actually working. The crushing labor for those of you that are actually working. I want to be a woman of leisure. Yeah, I get it, ladies. I get it. The dream of all dreams. The fantasy. And even for those of you that have the boss girl dream fantasy, you want that until you don't want it. You want to have it on an on and off switch. Okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Where's the ballerific man that's going to allow for me to do this when I want to do it, and then have enough money that when I don't want to do it, I could just be a stay-at-home wife for maybe 3-5 years, and then I could just go back to the workforce and essentially assume the position I had before. Giggity. Huh? And Cheryl Bentley says, Richard Gere is not walking through that door. This is the dream, the pretty woman fantasy. For us boomers and Xers and maybe the oldest of millennials, that pretty woman fantasy, this is the dream of all dreams. So of course the swirlers and divestors are loud. They're loud, but they're not the only one. What they said you need to earn to afford a home now, $120,000, $130,000, $140,000 a year to afford a home comfortably in America. Most people are single. Median income is $43,000. Sorry, I keep on saying income. Median salary is $43,000 a year. You think the women don't have this fantasy? Black women don't have this fantasy of all people? Huh? Two-thirds of men in America will never earn more than about $70,000 a year in their life. Yeah, the ladies have this. They don't want to be working class. If they're going to be working class, I have to do a stream on this. We have to really sit down with, I could do bad all by myself. And for those of you, we're going to have to compile, y'all start sending me the videos where women are essentially saying that, particularly black women, but any woman. essentially saying that that might not be the exact words, but I Could Do Battle by Myself has gone essentially global, right? But it definitely has become not just a Black American phenomenon, but an American phenomenon. With the working class and lower middle class and working poor women, definitely working poor women, obviously the Black ones, are saying is, well, if I'm going to be working class and this is what I'm destined to be, I ain't getting married. I'd rather have fun. Huh? I would rather be the triple X plaything for some older man who's going to slide me a few dollars, have a little boy toy who I'm sliding a few dollars to, buying PlayStation 5s for. Huh? If I'm getting free peen, then I'd rather get peen from the specimen over there. I'll be the little toy for him for a little while. I'll have my, air quotes, experiences. If I'm going to be working class, then why have the obligation? Why be a wife? Why be a... Isn't that what working class women are saying? Namely, working class Black women are saying, through action, of course. But what does I Could Do Battle by Myself? They're saying it. They've been saying it for decades. That swirler divester thing, I get it. I don't dream of labor. Remember when that was a thing years ago? And it was mainly women talking about it. I get it. I'm a millennial too. Huh? So you're going to see this. As wealth calcifies at the top, and the elites buy the politicians already bought. And they squeeze the rest of us. Pause. Yeah, you're going to see the ladies say, screw it then. Elite man, namely elite rich white man, or nothing. And that doesn't mean they don't still get married, but as the lady out, goddamn, I so regret not getting this when I had the chance, but who would have known? I said it before. Obsidian spoke to a woman, or Obsidian had a woman on his channel years ago. This had to be at least 3-4 years ago. He still had his YouTube channel. Obsidian had this woman on his channel, and she said it, and she used the lead attorney as the example. And she said, we will be dreaming of the lead attorney. We will still get married. We will still have kids from you and whoever the hell. But when we fussing at you about leaving the toilet seat up, it's not really that we're fussing at you about leaving the toilet seat up. It's that you're not the lead attorney. And by the way, the lead attorney could get it from us whenever he wants. This is a woman saying this to Obsidian. Obsidian might remember this. Huh? So that doesn't mean that you don't end up with someone. That doesn't even mean that she doesn't appreciate you. But this is the, like, not even fantasy, but the standard. Huh? So shout out to Six the Goddess, but the Swirlers and Divestors, yeah, that's what it is. And for those of you that don't know or didn't see the video, because I played it kind of early in the stream, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Here you go.
Y'all let these internet hoes think that prominent white men are going to marry y'all where most of y'all don't come from no program. You don't come from no married family. You have trauma everywhere. And these girls have hyped y'all head up to think that you, a 25-year-old CNA with no father and a single mom that worked 3 jobs to give you oodles and noodles, they got y'all really thinking that prominent, high-value white men are going to marry y'all.
I think I just ripped my esophagus.
Huh? Yeah. So what Six the Goddess is saying, I appreciate it. I get it. And agree with her. But it's not about being logical. It's not about that. You're not thinking with your frontal lobe. You think you are. But it's very primal. It's between the environment and the fantasy and movies and television shows and music, right? Incentivizing you to live the fantasy. And the clip that I played a little while ago of the black girl saying, live in delusion. Who is it hurting? Be delusional. I'm delusional. Yeah, the women are are encouraged to be delusional. And they will put all their chips on that. Y'all see the comments? Y'all see we done played the videos on Mr. Z's channel, the swirlers and divestors, and the black girls and luxury women and the
And let's normalize dating with your tax bracket. If you see that a woman is funding her own lifestyle, taking herself on trips out the country, buying her dream car, living her dream life, booking her own reservations, going to the nicest restaurants in town, and you can't double that, why are you trying to talk to her? We're confused. Find a woman within your price range.
The vast majority of y'all are in our price range. The majority of, once again, median salary in America is $43,000 a year. So, okay, let's go with your math. A black man, because y'all give white men discounts, a white man earning $90,000 a year, shouldn't he be able to pretty much, going off of what you're saying, shouldn't he be able to date because the majority of black women are not doing that great financially, shouldn't he be able to touch like the majority of black women? Shouldn't the majority of y'all be ready to go? The vast majority of you? Going off of your logic, you said double. Okay, let's do it this way then. Fine, we won't be so generous to the men, not even just black men. If the median salary in America is $43,000 a year, and the average salary is $64,000 a year, and 2/3 of men, not just black men, 2/3 of men are not going to earn more than about $70,000 a year, then that means that it's best for the women to be single. And whoever's destitute, so be it. Huh? Going off of your logic, the majority of people in America should be single. And whatever hard times women fall on, black women fall on, let them be. I mean, we're not in a relationship. I'm not obligated to you. I can't afford you. I'm going to show you I can't afford you. Huh? If we going off of that logic, y'all just be talking. Huh? Sounds good. But this is the black girl in luxury, divester, swirler logic. This is it. And what it really is class anxiety. That's for the women who are doing well financially and for the women that are not doing well financially. Black women especially. It's class anxiety. Some of y'all done price y'all vagina out the game, whether you have it or not. Either you're earning your 150 plus, your 120 plus, your 90 plus, your 200 plus, and the class anxiety. I know I'm conflating class and income and salary. I know. But the class anxiety is that you don't want to pay for peen, and the dudes who are earning what you're earning or more, they not settling with you. Oops. Or last year you cleared a whole whopping $48,000. And you realize it's not enough. You're looking at your trajectory in life. You don't want to put in the work for that 100 plus. And the class anxiety come in where's the ballerific man to save me from me financially? Now, how many of you got the gall and the gumption and the ovaries to say that and admit it? Uh-oh. Huh? Continuing, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
This is why I think that more women need to be visibly and audibly expressing their distaste towards men,
Shout out to L's
because
Active. Look what
it
y'all
does need to
exporting.
become par for the course. I do think that it's very fair for women to hate the people that oppress them. People try to moralize our anger. There is still this acceptable line that we're not supposed to cross, where, okay, you're allowed to do your little feminism thing. You're allowed to call men out. Yeah, you're allowed to go march and protest and galvanize the women to be angry enough to write letters to their MP. But you're not allowed to say you hate men. You're definitely not allowed to enact revenge on men. Oh, now we're really pushing the boat far out. And I just think then that if we're not allowed to retaliate, then we're actually never going to be free. And that's the part that no one really wants to talk about. We need to zero in on the thing. We need to be addressing that men are the enemy. The work should be about you dismantling this system because it's harming women. But it's like we have to still do that thing for the sake of PR within feminism to get men on board by convincing men that they're harmed by it too. But that's the problem I have though. If we are trying to convince men to stop killing women and stop oppressing us by telling them that they're harmed by oppressing us too, we're still feeding the idea that men need to selfishly benefit off of our liberation.
I want to emphasize this. The justification of exploitation. The justification of exploitation. What the young lady described. Huh? Nah, Els, you gotta take the L for this one. Talking about L's Active, you gotta take the L for this one. And L's Active says, LOL, please don't invoke my name in association with these witches. Nah, L's, the UK brothers gotta hold an L for this one. Y'all exporting this foolishness to the US. Huh? The justification for exploitation. Listen to the young lady talk and listen to her essentially say, yeah, we should harm men. We should treat them badly. We should, because that's all she's saying. See, she ain't saying that. Yes, she did. Huh? Yes, she did. We should do wrong by them. And this is the thing. Elite men, elite rich white men, the real patriarchs, they not gonna feel not a goddamn inch of what she talking about. You know who gonna feel it? All the rest of us. Not me, Z. I'm not close enough. Okay. Huh? Godlike, I guess you're from the UK too. Godlike says, I ain't holding ish. She learned it from you man in the US. Godlike said, nah, Z, nah, we pushing that back to y'all. Nope. We gonna start World War III right now. Oh man. Right? The justification for exploitation, and that's all it is. Mean girls trying to justify why they should be mean girls. Assholes trying to justify why they should be assholes. Why it's okay. The men did it first. Right? It's just payback. I told y'all about that cosmic payback. Cosmic retribution. The ladies have convinced themselves that everything they do to men negatively is justifiable because the men don't want to dismantle patriarchy. So whatever we do to them is justifiable. Not a single hair is going to be harmed on an elite rich white man's head. Not a single strand of hair is going to be harmed by the real patriarchs. Well, oh, I get it, ladies. Oh, I get it. Huh? Y'all are trying to do like what the US and the Europeans do to developing nations. Sanction everyday men and make the everyday men overthrow the elite rich white men that y'all all want. Oops. And form and create some type of what? Matriarchy? Yeah, about that. No, ladies. The men are gonna move away. We're gonna watch y'all beat the crap out of each other. Shout out to those same-sex loving relationships amongst women. Huh? That sound good. As I've said before multiple times on this channel for years, a cosmic get back, cosmic retribution. Some Arab dude backhand his wife 3,000 years ago, and now these women use that as a justification to go at all men. Patriarchy, the men have been running for millions of years. Well, I said millions of years. For millennia. Lady, just say you want to be an asshole to men. Isn't this the same young lady that used to be out here 10 toes? She used to be on the stroll. Wasn't this young lady used to be on the stroll? What are y'all brothers from the UK? Didn't this young lady used to be on the stroll? She used to be selling the box. Am I mistaking her for somebody else? Oh man. Dr. Dunbar, don't say that out loud. Don't say that out loud, Dr. Dunbar. Look. Better you says, hold up, she a night walker? If I'm not mistaking her for another one, there's another sister in the UK. I think it's her. Mr. Shakeen said, UK Blade Runner. Was she selling? Was it her? Somebody here. Can somebody inform me if I'm wrong or not? Oh man. King Pig says, Z, if they take down the rich white men, who is going to be left to date? Say that. Huh? Oh, okay, yeah. And Els Active says, she specializes in domination kinks, if I remember correctly. Look, okay, that says it all. Yet you just want to be dominating men. That's what you get off on. You just your panties to that. Huh? You just your panties to that. Unfortunately for you, the majority of men don't care for being dominated by some weirdo woman. You could try to refashion this planet to which you want it to be. We ain't going. Good luck. Good luck. You're not going to get in contact with or come in contact with enough men to harm them, man. We're going to stay the hell away from you. We see how you look. Go be the dominatrix for those weirdo white men in the UK and leave us the hell be. Huh? Rest in peace, Fat Joe. When he said go that way. Huh? Loser. Weirdo black UK woman with this fake ass female empowerment, and you see the white women grinning. There's always a white woman behind one of these weirdo black women encouraging her with the weirdo stuff. Because you don't got the ovaries to say it out loud yourself. So you encourage, as a mascot, there's always a black female mascot with the BS. Always. Oh, it was Big Pun. I said Fat Joe. My apologies. My apologies. Right? Big Pun said it. Yeah, it was Big Pun. You're right. Right? You should know, Brooklyn's finest. There's always a white woman encouraging the BS. Always. Look at her smiling ear to ear, grinning. Always encouraging the little black female mascots. Yeah, say the crazy misandrist thing that I low-key think too. But I don't got the ovaries to say it. Because I don't want to mess up my chances with the weirdo white man that's going to end up with me and I'm going to exploit and do wrong by. But he loved me in my dirty drawers and I'm probably going to leave him eventually. Toy says, not you again here, right? Go that way, loser. Charles said, always, there's always a white woman putting a battery in these black women's backs. And these white women go off more often than not and still get married on their ass. Bell Hooks and Gloria Steinem, anyone? Okay, thank you. Thank you. And Tunnel Runner says, yes, she was. So she was selling box. And she's also a witch. Okay, man, what else do y'all need to know? And then you got the weirdo white woman. putting her on camera because I done seen homegirl before. Come on, man. Of course. And Godlike says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Godlike says, take her from us. Nope. That is a UK born and raised product. Y'all keep that over there. Y'all better pass it on to France or Germany or somebody. Send her across the English Channel to someone. Send her to Turkey. They're barely part of the European Union anyway. Or are they? Are they part of Turkey? They definitely part of NATO. Aren't they part of NATO? I think they're part of NATO. Send her to Turkey. They're barely European anyway. They're European fucking. Mr. Z, we won't be using profanity today. Okay, screw it. I already said the word. Anyway, aren't they like barely European Arabs? They like white but Arab. Like, isn't half the country in Europe and half the country in the Middle East? Yeah, send her to Turkey. Huh? Man. No, we don't want her. Send her to Canada, but Canada's too close. Don't send her to Canada. Send her to, you know what? Send her to Australia. There you go. Far, far away. Right? Far, far away. Send her to Australia. Send her to, and you know what? Send her to Antarctica with the penguins. Away from the rest of human civilization. Man. Weirdo women like this, I'm going to play it one more game so we can all be tortured together. Smiles.
This is why I think that more women need to be visibly and audibly expressing their distaste towards men, because it does need to become par for the course. I do think that it's very fair for women to hate the people that oppress them. People try to moralize our anger. There is still this acceptable line that we're not supposed to cross, where, okay, you're allowed to do your little feminism thing. You're allowed to call men out. Yeah, you're allowed to go march and protest and galvanize the women to be angry enough to write letters to their MP. But you're not allowed to say you hate men. You're definitely not allowed to enact revenge on men. Oh, now we're really pushing the boat far out. And I just think then that if we're not allowed to retaliate, then we're actually never going to be free. And that's the part that no one really wants to talk about. We need to zero in on the thing. We need to be addressing that men are the enemy. The work should be about you dismantling this system because it's harming women. But it's like we have to still do that thing for the sake of PR within feminism to get men on board by convincing men that they're harmed by it too. But that's the problem I have though. If we are trying to convince men to stop killing women and stop oppressing us by telling them that they're harmed by oppressing us too, we're still feeding the idea that men need to selfishly benefit off of our liberation.
And Tunnel Runner says, don't forget MJ Gray did the same thing. Yep. White women always encouraging black women to jump off the deep end, to jump off the cliff into a lifetime supply of antidepressant pills, loneliness, and being the fun toy for all men. Strong and independent, you're the fun toy for all men and maybe women. Shout out to your independence and liberation. Huh? And then MJ Gray go turn around and get engaged on y'all ass. Sounds about right. Sounds about white. Oops. Huh? And God like says, nah, Z, those Aboriginal Negroes have suffered enough. He said, don't send them to Australia. They didn't suffer enough. Right? But Trell says, and this pun is hysterical. Trell says, the Outback sounds about right. I see you, Trell. I see you. That's hysterical. Oh, that's subtle and hysterical. That is funny. Oh, that's funny. Trell Finley says, the Outback, giggity, sounds about right. That's hysterical. Trell said, send it to the Outback. That sounds about right. Huh? Uh, Dr. Dunbar says, "Yikes! Is there a way that they can go off on their own island somewhere, or in outer space?" Look, see, the problem, Dr. Dunbar, is we haven't created the Gundams yet. See, if we had created the Gundams, we could do them like them child soldiers and all the goddamn Gundam series. All the Mobile Suit Gundam series, you know, those are all children in those Gundams that are essentially child soldiers. If we could just, with these weirdo feminist women, and weirdo sisters, black women, yeah, see, we could have did them like that if we had the Gundams. Unfortunately, they probably would come back to Earth and try to harm us with them, though. Go mine an asteroid, lady. That damn Z. Lady, go mine an asteroid. More than likely, though, when that does start happening, it's going to be men. Go see if all the moons of Jupiter are actually what we think they are. Go over there. You know what? That's your mission for the rest of your life. Go find out how many moons there are of Jupiter for real, and go figure out if the one that we think is all frozen ice is frozen ice. If the one we think is inhabitable for human beings is inhabitable, go do that. Unfortunately, Dr. Dunbar, we don't have the Mobile Suit Gundams yet, and the shuttles to bring them to Jupiter, or send them to Jupiter. I said bring them to Jupiter. Send them to Jupiter. But one day, send them out of the solar system. Maybe not the galaxy, but send them out of the solar system to go discover new worlds. Don't come back until you discover a new inhabitable world. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be the men that do that, though. Trill said, there will be some women, probably 15-2 ratio. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. It's not enough. Right? And let me read this one now. And Bruce on Wayne says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe to the super chat. Bruce on Wayne says, come get your revenge, Yitch. I'm with the ish. Look, women like this, you leave them for the white dudes. Leave them for the weirdo lefty white dudes. Eventually, a woman like this, don't be surprised if you hear she got a little white boyfriend, white liberal, cucked out boyfriend, who actually enjoys the verbal assault, I'll say. Who actually enjoys that dynamic. He likes being dominated. He likes that little BDSM thing they do. I think so. And Charles says the moons of Jupiter and Saturn potentially could serve as colony worlds in 500 years. I don't think it's going to take that long, Charles. I don't think it's going to take that long. I think with technological advancements and maybe one more advancement in speed and mobility, and no, I don't think it's going to take that long. I don't think it takes us another half millennium. I don't think it takes that long. I think within 2. And I still think, still think we're stretching it. I think within 2. All we need is one more crucial advancement in technology for transportation. Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to take 500 years. I think you find an inhabitable off-world, off-Earth planet or moon in the solar system. We find it. Once the first person put their big toe on it, we will have that thing developed within a century. I put money. Because think about where the technology would be by that time. I think within 2 centuries. Max 3. I don't think it takes 5. I don't think it takes 5. No, we won't be here to see it, but I don't think it takes 5. Better You says, I don't think it's going to happen in 500 because America won't let it happen. Yeah. I get what you're saying. And Better Use says can't control the MF for halfway across the solar system. Yeah, good point. Good point. Well, hey, remember the U.S. and what was it, Kazakhstan or somebody, and one other nation I can't remember who didn't sign the like non-proliferation treaty for space. I think it was like 3 countries out of all of the not the United, but all of God damn, I forgot the organization. But yeah, all of the nations that met up and said, yeah, we might want to limit warfare to Earth. And the US was like, not me. Gives you a second. Y'all gives you a second. Scholar and a gentleman. Turtle Titan says, best stream for critical thinker. Are you asking a question or are you making a statement? Because if it's a statement, then thank you. If you're asking a question, I don't really know. That's a good question. What would be the best stream for critical thinkers? Right? But if it's a statement, then thank you, sir. You're a scholar and a gentleman. Right? So yeah. The UN, yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say. United Nations, yeah. So yeah, yeah, I think the U.S. and like 2 other nations were the ones that was like, yeah, look, I might want to start some stuff in space. I'm down for war in space. I'm like, bro, y'all don't want to just say it now. Look, we're gonna limit it to Earth, even though we know that's not true. The second we get in space, we're gonna start blowing stuff up. As a matter of fact, China got the satellites with the arms, and they know how to move, and they're already in the U.S. too. But we know about China. They're already down for the warfare in space. We're already there. We're already there, y'all. Huh? And Mr. Ship to You says, and thank you for this, he says, there is a show called Mars on Apple TV. All the countries signed a treaty to not have war in space, but the Americans and Russians bought weapons anyway and sent it up. Look. Yeah. We didn't start a whole conversation about space. And Better Use says, we'll go to space when we discover space oil. I don't think, well, any resource that is really scarce on the planet that can be relatively, air quotes, relatively easily mined out of wherever. Right? Yeah, we do. And Trump says we have a Space Force military branch. Yes, we do. I think that was signed in on Trump's first administration. Or is it Biden's? I mean, not Biden. At the end of Obama's administration. I want to say it was the beginning of Trump's administration. Yeah. Well, the first one, not this one. Yeah. right? So continuing with the exploitation, y'all. Continuing.
We are watching the beginning stages of a major cultural shift when it comes to women choosing to live with men when they're in the girlfriend-boyfriend stage or married. I believe in the next 10 to 15 years, we're going to have a lot of women who just opt out of wanting to live with their man. They'll continue to have their own place, allow him to visit, go back and forth, but they're not going to be living with that man. There's literally multiple reasons why, and a lot of women have already started the process of saying fuck no, completely no. And a lot of times it doesn't happen until a woman actually lives with a man and then she sees how terrible it really is with these modern men and living with them, their expectations, the lies, the deceit, all of that. I know it sounds good in the beginning because it's always good in the beginning, but after a few years, it becomes literal hell. And I know some people are going to say, well, what about the kids? The kids going back and forth too. Dad's coming over here. I'm going over there. We're going to make it happen, but you and me will not cohabitate in the same space every day. And it's really all based around the high level of trauma that has come from these modern relationships when we live together. And let's be real, half the time a woman even just really wants to live with a man is so that she doesn't have to figure out how to pay her bills every month. Living with a man always seems easier when you don't have to worry about how the bill's going to get paid. But if you could figure out how to pay your bills, maintain your independency, decorate how you want to, have company when you want to, be able to just live in peace without having to be performative for a man when you want to, I'm sure a lot of women would just choose that. And we're already seeing a lot of people do that. There are married couples that do not live together. And half the time men even want to live with women is because they're tired of cooking, they're tired of cleaning, they're tired of figuring out what they're going to eat every day. They're going to put that responsibility on the mother. And yes, the parental roles can be shared. They do it every day now with co-parenting. The kids go to dad's house, they go to mom's house. We make time to spend time together as a family. But having one-on-one parenting time with your kids is not necessarily bad. There are moments where the kids just should be having conversations with dad about life and just having conversations with mom about life and doing activities that are productive for the kids. But yes, you can spend time together with your kids, even though you guys don't live together. All I'm saying is love is fleeting, and who the hell want to figure out where they gonna live every time a relationship ends? Whether you're married or with your boyfriend or girlfriend. A lot of y'all be having to figure that shit out. I'm watching all the story times of y'all packing y'all shit up to go live with your mama to try and apply for an apartment. You know how hard it is to try and get apartments or housing these days? I'm just saying, maintain your independency in the relationship. Don't be eager to move in with no man just because you're tired of paying your bills.
Strange tracks. Okay. So once again, working class excuse what we're living. Look, if y'all want to leave marriage and coupling on that type of level and real, intimate, long-term, lifetime relationships for the elites, fine then. Just deal with all of the fallout. All of this is just coping mechanism. I want my independence. I want to do my own thing. Great. What you gotta love about this modern era, and shout out to BGS and Black Boomer, the boomer women lying to their teeth. This was always the goal. Boomer black women, older extra black women, the youngest of silent generation were lying to their teeth. This was the goal, especially for black women. Oops. Full on, pure ass independence. I'm glad they saying it. I don't want you in my house. The problem y'all have is not enough men are signing up. Ooh. The men are saying, oh yeah, you can have your independence, but you can't have my seed. Yoink. You can have your independence, but you can't have my resources. Yoink. You can have your independence, but you can't have my presence. Yoink. I don't care if you're scared in the alleyway, go call a cop. What you gotta love about how young men are playing the game is that, yeah, if that's how you gonna play it, then I won't be there, especially young black men. That's what marriage rate look like for black men again. When black men, oops. You gotta love it. The black women especially said, look, I don't want you in my house. I want to do my own thing, even if we have kids. You bring too much trauma. You're not a white man. Oops. You bring too much trauma. You're not elite enough. You're not good enough. And what you gotta love about the black men, especially young black men, they're like, oh, okay. Watch this. You want to play independent? We can play independent. Give me my peen back and my wallet back. And she said it. The young lady said it herself. If women could just figure out their resources or their money, yeah, see, the problem with that is y'all can't. You gonna say it again, Z? Z gonna say it again. Median salary in America is $43,000 a year. Average salary is 64. The ladies can't afford it. Somebody gonna have to get on somebody program. You better hope your mom and your parents are leaving y'all money. Y'all better buckle up. Y'all better bunk up. Huh? Yeah, you gotta love it. Yeah, ladies. There's a cost to your independence and your autonomy and your middle finger to men, particularly black men. There's a cost to that. Pay it. Go auction off the vagina to whoever gonna pay for it. Live with your parents. Go live with a roommate. All this. Oh, you have your own place. The ladies got their own place? Where? Where? In any significant number? Where? Especially as you get younger? Where? Their own place? Where? Independence and autonomy. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, all right. They can't help but talk about men like men are the burden. They can't help it. Me, especially black women. Meanwhile, because I haven't posted this in a while, Mr. Z Ramen, black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S. Black women being the least wealthy in the U.S. in particular. But remember, y'all, black men are a burden. Huh? They don't see it as, okay, I'm providing a bit more financially, so you might do the cooking, you might be, and probably are, the primary caretaker of the children. And so that is us balancing each other out. They don't see it that way. They can't see it that way. They cannot. It's a burden. See, you're going to have to cook and you have to wash. Yeah, but I'm the one doing the more hours at work. I'm the one earning more. So we're balancing each other out. Oh, you don't want to balance it. Oh, you want an exploitative relationship. That's better on your end. You just don't got the gall and the ovaries to say it. Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. And you're going to play victim. Oh, okay. Oh, and you're going to run to the technocrats and say, look, he's actually going to do everything and he don't want to emotionally mature and all the domestic labor. Yes, ma'am, but he's doing more labor out the house. What the domestic labor? Yeah. Yeah. It's good that the young lady said it. If they could just figure out their money, then more women would sign up to do this whole strong independent thing. What does that antidepressant rate look like for women, for younger women? Increasing. Oh yeah, that part. The burden of life. So this is what we're saying to everyone as working class and lower middle class and working poor people. I don't get to be elite, so screw it all. I just want my autonomy and independence and no responsibility. I'm gonna do my own thing and screw everything. Hey, look, if it was just one woman saying this, who would care? 1% of women who say this, who would care? 1% of black women, nobody really cares. Especially not the white technocrats. But when you scale it, and shout out to the nameless protagonist, and then you plantation model it out of just the black community and then out of just America, oh, you got a problem. You have an American problem, you have a Western problem, you got a whole global problem. Working class women saying, damn it to hell, I don't get to be with the elite man, elite rich white man probably. So damn it to hell, I'd rather be strong and independent and do my own thing, and then I'll just try to piecemeal together exploiting men here, foodie call there, situationship here, get a couple dollars from a man here. Yeah. Jerome says, no, see, they want indentured servitude. Say that. Right. Jerome also says, I'm in a bind, Nate. You hear me? Wow. Yeah, and Better You says, remember the lady I sent you the other day? She said, the guys heard us and they ain't coming outside. They gonna be hard to find. Say that. And damn, I should have had that video queued up. I don't. But yes, I'll cover that. I'll cover that next stream. Better You. If I can remember correctly. If I can remember. Yeah. Yes, we did. And thank you. Better you. Exactly. We heard you, ladies. We heard you. Huh? Preying on everyday men. P-R-E-Y, praying. Not P-R-A-Y. Ooh. This got to go in the book. Put it in the book. This got to go in the book. Clutch Carter says, manipulationship. Ooh, put that in the book. Hey, but look, that's a whole stream. That is a whole stream. Manipulationship. Hey, y'all send the videos. Send the videos. TikTok. You just send me the link. Emails in the description box. Send me the link that goes. That's a whole stream. That's a stream right there. That's a stream. Manipulationships. Or manipulationship, but manipulationships. Yep. That's a whole stream. That's good. That's good. Don't beat me to it, Passport OG. Passport OG gonna beat me to it. Passport OG gonna beat me to it. Hey, Passport OG. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and do it, Passport OG, and I'll just ducktail off of you. I'll just ducktail off of you. Send me the links too, Passport OG. Right. Passport OG says, "Oh wow, manipulationship, man." You said a word with that one, Clutch. You said a word with that. That's good. Manipulationship. I'll Mr. Z got to do his own thing and remix a little bit. Exploitationship. I think we're in that era. That's what I was saying earlier. And as a matter of fact, Jason Black kind of spoke to this months and months ago. Sometime mid last year. Huh? Exploitationship. I think that's the era we're in. Manipulationship and exploitationship. Does that mean all of us? No. Does that mean every woman's on that type of time and every man's on that type of time? No. But for us as millennials and Gen Z, oh my God. We took that, I'm going to get mine, you better get yours, and who going to do who in first? We took that and whoo. Huh? I'm not necessarily blaming the boomers and older extras and youngest of Silent Gen. I'm not blaming y'all, but I kind of am. Really blaming the elites because they created the environment that made this the way to go. Right? Oh, man. Manipulationship. And as Mr. Z says, exploitationship. Ah. Man. Mr. Ship to you, I have a whole story on this that, yeah, man. Look, you hitting close to home on this one too, Mr. Ship to you. Don't worry, you're not the only one who have, or at least for me, had a woman in their life that kind of that speak to this. And Mr. Ship to you says, I hate saying, if you don't mind, Mr. Ship to you, if I read this out loud, but yeah. And Mr. Ship to you says, I hate saying this, but my daughter thinks she is independent. Bernie Sue had her own money to shop, eating out, etc. But she only is able to do it because I cover her basic essential needs. Mr. Ship to you, that I'm gonna make it a larger because I don't want to just focus on your daughter. So let's on the macro. I don't know. Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world. As a millennial, I get it, and it's not the worst thing in the world. But what it does do is it makes it difficult for a young man to be impressive and to show up for your daughter financially in that way, right? And it also puts you in the position where she doesn't end up being some other man's air quote burden, right? So that definitely skews, I would argue, the way young women think of their life, their independence, their autonomy, when parents are subsidizing the young men and young women, to be fair, but the young men also, but definitely the young women, it's difficult for them to appropriately and accurately assess the men who do for them and who show up financially in that way, right? And you also allow, and that, when I'm saying that, I'm not saying you, I'm saying the fathers that do this and the mothers that do this. It also allows for a different valuation of men. I evaluate men differently because I am being subsidized. And yeah, man, yeah. So as I said, on the surface, that's not a bad thing, especially a parent, especially with the environment we're in. A parent looking out, and quite frankly, didn't we hear that? Wasn't there? I posted it actually, like some 30% of millennials, and that's, I think it's even more for Gen Z, are being a parent is paying some type of bill for them, and it went up to like $1,500 or something like that. Last time I checked, I think this came out with last year or the year before, 2025 or 2024. We found this out. It was like 30%, and that's of what's reported, and that was and it was up to like $1,500. A parent is paying some type of bill. That's real money, y'all. Over $10,000 a year in bills paid. Huh? Say that Justin must be, and the song popped in my head too. Justin must be nice. The song popped into my head. Huh? And Bruce Onway says prolonged adolescence. Now, I had a conversation with somebody in the comments right now. But I had a conversation with someone yesterday where we were speaking to this. And yeah, prolonged adolescence. And yeah, and how the environment, and if the person can remind me, I already forgot the term that we used in it, and we that's the term that we use for this. But prolonged adolescence and how difficult it is for us as millennials, Gen Z, and maybe even the youngest of Generation X to hit certain milestones that would force you to adult. It's difficult to be smoked out and high and drunk. Arrested Development. So the person got exposed to them. Thank you, Toya. And Toya says Arrested Development. Thank you. Arrested Development, and as Bruce Wayne says, prolonged adolescence, right? Because we're hitting these milestones later, and a lot of these milestones are financial milestones, or it's dependent on financial milestones, and we're not hitting those financial milestones because it's so much more expensive and difficult. Your first new car with a serious car payment, rent for your apartment, mortgage, right? Having kids, and all of these things, we're hitting them later as millennials and Gen Z, if we're hitting them at all. And what that does is it causes us to be children longer. And some of that is our fault, and some of it is not. Quite frankly, some of it is our parents' fault, and some of it is not. I'm not even going to blame the boomers all the way for this. I will blame really elite boomers. I'm talking about them and Silent Gens. I'm talking about the Milton Freemans in them, the Reagans in them. Because when you Gordon Gekko it and you say greed is good, and the elites run off with the money, huh? And you got Glass-Steagall, huh? And all of this other stuff. The fallout of that is what we're living now, huh? And talking about L's active in the comments, Margaret Thatcher, where there's no such thing in society, there's only individuals and families. Well, what happens 40 some odd 50 years out of that type of ideology? You get hyper independence, huh? Let that Italian dude say it again.
Hear me out. I think emotionally available daters are having the hardest time dating.
Correct. The way that American society is teaching people to date is to by being an avoidant. So figuring out your life on your own, being fully independent, living your own life, and being so busy that you're not on the phone, that you can avoid any kind of personal responsibilities. We say in dating, the one that escapes wins. The one that is avoidant, the one that is detached, is the one that wins. Leading to a society of very independent people in reality are actually craving a relationship, but they're lonely as fuck, and the depression rates you have in America are demonstrating that perfectly. This is not only dating, also among friendships. You guys are alone as fuck, and it's pitiful. Yeah, you guys wanted it, so you built it.
But we're not really independent, though. We are independent in romantic relationship, in intimate romantic relationship. We're not actually independent because we're being subsidized by our families. We're being subsidized by our families, our parents. We're not actually independent. We're using, in a weird way, we're using our networks and our support structure to be independent of the other individual. Huh? So, contrary to popular belief, what I would argue is, instead of us being instead of us being too dependent on that other person, we're too dependent on our networks and allow for us to switch that other person out easily, like dirty draws. Right? Like dirty undergarments. Huh? So Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat, the great transfer of wealth from boomers is over 80 trillion. What does independent really mean? You know, but who is it really going to? Where's that money going? Boomers, whatever boomers that didn't blow all their money or health concerns or whatever the hell they had going on, when they're transferring that money, we have to appreciate how I would argue that that's wealth calcification and that wealth gap is going to become an increasing chasm with that wealth transfer. And the white dudes are going to really play. Some of the brothers and sisters with some money going to really play. They're going to be the ones out here slumming it with the rest of us. I said it the way I meant it. Whether they're married or not, they're going to be throwing money around. If 10%, if y'all think it's bad now, when the top 10% are responsible in America, I'm pretty sure it's similar in the UK, but maybe not as bad with the UK because y'all got a bit of a more robust safety net, and y'all are way more class conscious in the UK than we are in the US, right? Y'all are way more class because of the monarchy. Y'all are way more class conscious. It's just part of UK history. When the US, this fake ass notion of kind of meritocracy, and it's not all the way fake, but now more and more increasingly it is. This fake ass notion of meritocracy and us not having a class structure has caused us, to be completely blind to class. Right? So what I would argue is that the class gap is going to become an increasing class chasm, and that top 10% that's responsible for 50% of consuming in America currently is going to get worse. I'm not trying to go all the way doomer, y'all. Don't jump off a bridge. Don't jump off a bridge. Huh? And if you think we sound crazy now about relationship and intimacy and the ladies are engaging in foodie call and exploitation culture, huh? And manipulation culture. If you think it's bad now, I think for lower class people, and when I say that, I'm talking about like lower middle class and lower, maybe even solid middle class and lower. If you think we sound crazy now, give it about a couple decades. Give it about 2 decades, if even that long. Huh? If even that long. But that $80 trillion wealth transfer, yeah, that's about to make this situation even crazier. You know? Because you got to remember how technology is making it worse. Technology is allowing for, you know what I saw earlier today, and I'm a year late, I know. Is that big ass Indian wedding. That Indian wedding that Bill Gates and them went to, and Mark Zuckerberg, and they over here gifting the bride and the groom $21 million yacht, right? Bugattis for $1.6 million and and all the gifts were yachts, y'all. Now, why is Mr. Z bringing that up? Because everyday women are watching that. Everyday women are watching that, and they're like, I can't even get a goddamn $100,000 Benz from this dude. That's why they feel like they're settling. Because this wedding, dude, the bride and groom are getting gifted $21 million, $22 million yacht. Right? $2 million Bugatti. And all I want, and look, Z, y'all are such losers. All I want is a $6,000 bag. I mean, a $5,000 bag. It's like, I'm not even asking for the $21 million yacht for my wedding. You loser bum men, black men. Y'all won't even spend $5,000 on a bag. She thinks she's doing you a favor by asking for a $5,000 bag. Of course they feel like they're settling. Huh? Of course they feel like they're settling. And Telescope says, too many consumers mistaking themselves for celebrities. You imagine? Y'all know Mr. Z is a petrol head, a car guy, a automobile enthusiast, however you want to frame it, or phrase it better yet. All that talk of Bugattis when the Bugatti Chiron was the hottest thing on the scene. Y'all know they made less than 500 Bugattis for the planet? It's definitely less than 600, but it's less than 500 last time I checked. Bugatti Veyrons in particular. All that talk of Bugattis. All the rappers. Shout out to Future. I woke up in a Bugatti, right? Ace Hood in it, like all that talk. We know T-Pain had a Bugatti. He had a repair to one of the radiators. And because the way the Bugatti works, you can't just repair or replace one. You got to replace all of them. And when he got that bill, he sold it and bought a couple of Ferraris. Yes, that's how expensive the Bugatti is. The Bugatti Veyron. Even the Chiron now. And they got another one. But with that, all of that, and I'm using the Bugatti and how rare it is and its scarcity by saying this, with all that lets you know that the everyday person, particular women, is insane. They are insanely delusional. They are absolutely off their rocker, even the air quote sane ones. And some of us, thank you for the lyrics, exactly, Charles. I woke up in a new Bugatti. Thank you. Right? And some of us as men too. Huh? I'm not even talking about the maintenance of a Bugatti Chiron or Veyron. I'm just talking about how much it cost. But that lets you know how insane it is. Folks barely making $60,000 a year, and they're looking up to million and billion dollars. They have not even million. They have tens of million, hundreds of million, $billion, oozy, hundreds of billions of dollar aspirations. You want to know why the women sound so goddamn delusional? When Jeff Bezos, not an astronaut, but a multi-billionaire, could take his ass into space because he wanted to. You want to know why the women are delusional? Huh? So when you live in a major city like Mr. Z does, or when you live in a county with multiple major cities in it, and you see $120,000, $130,000, $140,000 cars passing by like it's nothing. $200,000 cars passing by like it's nothing. What people don't appreciate is that is a very few percentage of the population. So yeah, you saw three M3s, no, not even M3s. You saw three M5s this morning and you know that they're $130,000 cars, $140,000 cars, $150,000 cars, yes. But what you don't appreciate is the percentage of people in your city, in your county that actually can afford that is nil. So yeah, you saw 3 or 4 of them, but yeah, you live in a major ass city. The women not thinking that. They just like, I can't afford it. The men that are around me, they need to swallow divester. Black women luxury. Shut the hell up. Huh? Which kind of speaks to what Six the Goddess was saying earlier in my stream. This is why I would argue we're in the exploitation and manipulation era. The women want these things. They want to live it. They want these experiences. They want these toys. They want it, they want to experience. And there's nothing wrong with that. Except who the hell can afford it? Huh? Who can afford it? And Victor says, like KS said, Kevin Seven said, men invest in cat toys. Say that. Man. So it just, look, it is insanity that, man, I'm it's messed up. I don't have it queued up, but there's a reason why I continue to spam the clip from Malcolm in the Middle that Wisecrack covered years ago. And what you have to appreciate as I want to argue, under 50-year-old, maybe even under 55-year-old, is the women in our age group. I know some of y'all that's like 27 is like, what are you talking about, Z? The women in our age group have been hit with uncut cocaine propaganda and lifestyle advertisement their entire life with no filter. The younger, the worse. They've been hit with uncut cocaine lifestyle, billionaire lifestyle their entire life. The Xers, especially the younger ones, the millennials and the Gen Z been hit with, I don't care if their parents lost their house in the 2008 financial crisis. I don't care if their parents got caught up in the dot-com bubble. Huh? They've been hit with either big money cocaine, uncle used to buy this car and do this and do that because he was in the streets. They've been hit with the boomer brother or sister or random white person who made it out big in the 90s and the 80s. Everybody got an uncle that was a millionaire. Even us black folks that don't know a millionaire, but everybody swear they got an uncle that was a millionaire or that is a millionaire. And I'm talking about liquid. Everybody talk like they got an uncle that's a liquid millionaire. Everybody. Even in the black community. So the ladies have been hit with that. The men too, but unlike the women, we weren't raised to be reliant on the women financially. Maybe you got a nephew, a dusty nephew living off of a chick, but that's not how the men were raised and socialized. So the ladies have been hit with this for decades now. You don't think they're delusional as hell? We're using profanity this morning, y'all. We are using profanity. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Cover Mr. Z's profanity bill. The women are fuck nuts, y'all. They are off their rocker. So of course they're saying, look, if I can't have this lifestyle, then I'm gonna just have a boy toy and do what I want to do. If I'm going to be sequestered off in lower middle class, working poor, I don't want the burden of what the hell y'all talking about. Huh? Oh man. So yeah, the ladies are absolutely nuts. And I used the Bugatti example as the example earlier to emphasize how rare some of this stuff is. And that's why I say the outliers are doing too much talking. And the women and some of the men are living vicariously through these uber wealthy folks and these celebrities. You're talking about women who last year cleared 46,000, 38,000, 62,000 if she's lucky, maybe 75 if she's super lucky. 18% of women in America cleared 100,000 last year. 18. Less than 20% of women cleared $100,000 last year. And you listen to the women talk, you would have swore only 18% of them did not clear $100,000 last year. The way they talk about money and men. That's why Mr. Z says the outliers are doing too much talking. If 2/3 of men in America will never earn more than about $70,000 a year in their lifetime, and we know women still earn less than men, then what is that for women? If it's 2/3 for men, something like what, 70% of women, and yet you listen to them talk, they sound freaking nuts. The young lady talking about having their own place. What women can afford their own place? I'm not saying none of them can. I'm not even saying a significant minority cannot, especially when you get older. For boomers and obviously Silent Jin, who was ever still alive. Huh? And the oldest of Xers, and well, Xers, we'll give it all to the Xers. But when you start getting to millennials and Gen Z, who? Sound nice, continuing.
We are watching the beginning stages of a major cultural shift when it comes to women choosing to live with men when they're in the girlfriend-boyfriend stage or married. I believe in the next 10 to 15 years, we're going to have a lot of women who just opt out of wanting to live with their man. They'll continue to have their own place, allow him to visit, go back and forth, but they're not going to be living with that man. There's literally multiple reasons why, and a lot of women have already started the process of saying fuck no, completely no. And a lot of times it doesn't happen until a woman actually lives with a man and then she sees how terrible it really is with these modern men and living with them, their expectations, the lies, the deceit, all of that. I know it sounds good in the beginning because it's always good in the beginning, but after a few years, it becomes literal hell. And I know some people are going to say, well, what about the kids? The kids going back and forth too. Dad's coming over here. I'm going over there. We're going to make it happen, but you and me will not cohabitate in the same space every day. And it's really all based around the high level of trauma that has come from these modern relationships when we live together. And let's be real, half the time a woman even just really wants to live with a man is so that she doesn't have to figure out how to pay her bills every month. Living with a man always seems easier when you don't have to worry about how the bill's going to get paid. But if you could figure out how to pay your bills, maintain your independency, decorate how you want to, have company when you want to, be able to just live in peace without having to be performative for a man when you want to, I'm sure a lot of women would just choose that. And we're already seeing a lot of people do that. There are married couples that do not live together. And half the time men even want to live with women is because they're tired of cooking, they're tired of cleaning, they're tired of figuring out what they're going to eat every day. They're going to put that responsibility on the mother. And yes, the parental roles can be shared. They do it every day now.
Let's pause right there. I want everyone to appreciate that whenever we talk about men in this society, it is always a negative context. Almost always a negative context. The only reason the men want to live with women anyway is because, he don't want to have to figure out cooking and he don't want to get cleaning and da-da-da-da-da. It's never, no, I want a companion in the home with me. I'm in love with someone who I think and hope is in love with me, and I want to be around them. Maybe I don't want to be all up under them every second of every day, but I want them in the home with me. I want to live with them. I want to be like, my ideal of a couple is that we live together and we grow old together and we're in the same home together and huh? It couldn't be that. Oh no, it can't be that. It gotta be just because he want a domestic servant. We're never generous with men when it comes to why they do the things they do. What do they think? What do they feel? This society goes negative on men from the jump, from the start. It couldn't be because, the model of relationship that men seek when serious is one where the woman lives with him and the children live with him. It couldn't be that. It couldn't be, like I said earlier, it couldn't be the model of, I know I'm going to do the majority of work outside the home. I'm going to bring in the bulk of money. Maybe I don't pay all the bills, but I know it's going to be some type of 60-40 split, 65-35 split, something like that, right? And I know on the other end, my woman, wife, long-term girlfriend, baby mama is going to make up for it by being the one who cooks more and cleans more. That doesn't mean I don't lift a finger in the home. And she'll be the primary caretaker of the children. But instead of us addressing it that way, the women are saying, no, I do all the domestic labor and all they want is a domestic servant and they want a slave and a maid and a... Huh? It's weird. Oh, man. And Black Uru says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Black Uru says, Black American women are turning themselves into the living, breathing, visual embodiment of females that men must ignore and avoid. It is, I think they said we're going to go for broke. We're either going to be white women or damn it all to hell. And when I say white women, I mean elite white women. If we don't get to be that, damn it all to hell. And it is a collective Black female temper tantrum, showing their ass, negative liberty to the max. Because think about it, it makes sense. If I don't get to be the white woman, then why adhere to anything? Why live with a man? I don't get to be the white woman. Once again, when I say white women, read into that elite white women. Upper middle class at least or better. If I don't get to be the white woman, then why live in a house with a man? If I don't get to have the accoutrement that she has, if I don't get the things, the baubles, the toys, if I don't get to be that white yitch, politically, socially, economically, then why adhere to any of this? I don't get to be the white woman. If there is a man not, shout out to Dr. Tommy Curry, then you gotta believe there's a woman not. And if Black women feel the weight of women not, for those of you that don't know, the man not, Dr. Tommy Curry, author, Professor Dr. Tommy Curry, Dr. Tommy Curry, clearly, that explains that Black men are man not. It's in the title. Because we're not white. Short and long of it. So if there's a man not, then is there not a woman not? And if Black women feel the not, it's not that Black men don't see Black women as women not, it's that much of the rest of society, white people, white men, don't see Black women as women, white women. And so if there's a man not, then there's a woman not. And Black women feeling the weight of women not, I would argue, they're saying, well, damn it all to hell, I'll do whatever I want to do then. I'll throw this vagina however I want to throw it. I'll dress however I want to dress. I'll be loud, crass, rude if I want to be. If I don't want to be loud, crass, rude, I want to be LGBTQ, I'll engage in that. If I'm wishy-washy on it, I'll do that. No rules for me. Why adhere to any rules, any norms? I don't get to be the white itch. Huh? And then they celebrate that. For all of us that remember watching Cyberpunk 2077. Did y'all notice that the upper class dudes, the upper class white dude that was in class with the main character, you notice he still looked human, right? He had all this advanced technology at his disposal, but he still looked human. Even though he had advanced whatever the hell. But y'all notice when the main character and with the friend circle, y'all notice they had all these prosthetic things that were very visible. Very visible. I'm arguing in a weird way, that's what we are as a society. The folks that benefit from square, white bread, said that on purpose, white bread society, or that have dreams and they're closer to being upper middle class and above, they're going to be clean. They're going to be clean cut. They're going to be clean. No visible tattoos, probably. Adhering to certain rules and norms because it works for them. And all the rest of us are going to be out here freestyling, tatted from neck to toe. And we'll find ways of like, and I don't know how much I'm against it. I actually understand it. But we got to call it what it is. And the ladies don't want to call it what it is when they engage in the type of behavior. They're too cowardly to look in the mirror and admit why they're doing what they're doing. You're engaging in what you're doing because I don't get to be a white woman. I don't get to be woman. And if I don't get to be a woman, then why adhere to any of this? And if the nearest person to me, black men, increasingly not, but black men, if the nearest person to me got to feel it, then so be it. If the nearest person to me, other black women, weirdly enough, got to feel it, then so be it. Twerking on tables, we tell them not to do it, they do it anyway. They do it even more. Literally, excuse my language, y'all better cover y'all kids' ears. Pussy popping on a handstand, literally got politicians doing it. Literally have politicians, female politicians, black female, black women politicians doing that. Literally. Why not? Do I get to be a white woman? No. Okay then. Why adhere to all the rules and norms? Growing up, solidly middle class, maybe even upper middle class, but yet making reference to and using hood vernacular. I get it. Every once in a while you want to show that you're down. Cool. But engaging in that to the point where people don't know. Shout out to you, John McCrockett. Oops. Yeah. So you can show that you're part of the sisterhood? Well. So yeah, Black Uru, this thing where they're to be ignored and avoided. To be honest with you, I think radical black feminists, this was the goal anyway. If they don't get to be white women, then why wouldn't they be Brenda Coven? Why not? For those of you that's from the Acolyte, the Star Wars spin-off series, why not? We don't get to be white women, so we might as well create our little witchy coven over here, sequestered off from the rest of you who won't make us white women. And we spend all day worshiping Earth Mother Goddess Black Woman and her vulva. We're hypersexual, we're LGBTQ, we're man-eaters, giggity, I mean that in both ways. Pun intended. Why not? I don't get to be a white woman. And don't expect black women to admit that. They're not going to admit it. And yes, that applies to those of you in Canada too, oops, and in the UK, yikes. Quite frankly, globally. Anyway, if I don't get to be the white woman, then why adhere to any of the rules and norms? Screw it all. I'm not playing none of that game these men are talking about. I don't get to be the white woman. Once again, when we say white women, we're talking about elite white women. Really upper middle class and above, but definitely like rich and wealthy. They're not talking about they're not talking about Honey Boo Boo in the trailer park women. They're not talking about those women. And thank you for the super chat, Black Roo. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? And I am Osis, and thank you for the super chat. You on fire, Z. Keep going. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the encouragement. Right? Too many women of color, namely black women, don't want to just say it. Screw all the rules. I'm going to do whatever I want because I don't get to be her. And if I don't get to be the white itch, then why listen to anything these men are talking about? Or do anything? I don't get to benefit. And that's, quite frankly, that's one of the black feminist arguments. As horrible as, this is one of their arguments to white women. As horrible as white men are, at least y'all got to benefit from patriarchy. All we get, once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, as Mr. Z saying all the trigger words. All we get is the violence from black men. This is one of their arguments. Black men don't even have the resources to be patriarchs. They're failed wannabe patriarchs. And so we got to get hit upside the head. This is their argument. I'm not saying this is what's happening because it's a bunch of crap. But they're violent with us because they don't get to be, they enact their violence and their vengeance on us because they don't get to be white men. So at least you white women get to benefit from patriarchy. We only get the ugly, dirty byproduct, the toxicity of patriarchy. We get the violent man without the resources. We get the asshole man without the resources. We get the entitled man without the resources. This is the feminist argument, black feminist argument. And white women do their fake ass, they're there, we understand, we get it, oh yeah, I can understand, I get it. Yeah, the black man is so violent and he's a failed white pig. They don't say it to us. Not all of us anyway. But yeah, they got this little weird relationship, white women and black women. Black women get to be the mascot for all the extreme, stupid, feminist crap. So they get to be acknowledged. While white women put the battery in black women's back. And white women still get to get married to white men. Shout out to MJ Gray. They get to talk all that crap. Black women actually live it. White women go off and get married. And sometimes the black men. Oops. Huh? Yeah. So thank you for the super chat. I am O. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? And what does the byproduct of all of this lead to? Continuing.
Can you complete this sentence though? Yeah. Men are
trash.
I got a question. Just finish the line, right?
Lord.
Men are
dogs.
Men are
idiots.
Can you complete the sentence for me? Men are
smelly.
Yo, don't be rolling your eyes at me, you heard? Huh? Just please complete the statement though. Men are
stupid.
Men are
no smart.
Finish the statement, yo. Mujeres son
bellas.
Women are
como una flor.
Mujeres son
beautiful, hermosas, you know?
Mujeres son
nice.
Mujeres son
Las mujeres son bellas.
Women are
beautiful.
Mujeres son
hermosas, preciosas. Beautiful.
Mujeres son
bellas, preciosas, divinas, encantadoras y jugosas.
So there you have it. All the men in the world, listen to me. We're dealing with the rare species of beings. How is the human race supposed to evolve when the female hates the male counterpart? It's a sad situation. God bless America.
And there you go. So this goes perfectly with what we heard out of the UK a few weeks ago. That research that they did where they found that the young Gen Z women hated men in ways that the Gen Z men did not hate women. But it's not just a Gen Z problem. Fundamentally, what's happening is that the women are saying that we have to kiss their ass and show allegiance to hating other men. That's why they have that whole campaign right now. The best men are men that are with women that hate men. Shout out to FD Signifier, Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, Conscious Lee, and all the other weirdos. You're a real man if you with a woman, and I'm not even saying, and I don't think FD Signifier wife hate men. I'm not even saying their wives are these type of women. I'm just saying y'all are those type of men, though. Oops. The real men are the men that are with women that hate men. This is how you show that you're an air quotes ally to women. So it's not just a Gen Z problem. We see this all the time on these man on the street interviews. Would you ask a man, would you live on a planet with nothing but men? The men say, hell no. You ask the women, would you live on a planet with nothing but women? The women say yes, because the men are stinky and they're smelly and they're losers and they're this and they're that. Now, would most women go? Probably not. But it sounds good. That's how you show allegiance to the sisterhood. Huh? Because the men, first thing we think is the physical, really. We think about the companionship. Yeah, we think about the non-sexual intimacy. Yeah, we think about that. But the first, that was a shit. I'm not gay. The women, because they gotta swear allegiance to the sisterhood, the knee-jerk reaction is to start making fun of the men. Yeah, but definitely, bye. I don't want no man. Yeah, oh, that sounds good. I guess they'll be buzzing each other and scissoring and whatever the hell on Female Planet. Huh? Yes, active citizen, thank you. FD Signifier, FD, let the women take the lead. Right off a cliff. Right off a cliff. We let the women take the lead. And you know what we got? A lifetime supply of desirability politics crap. That's what we got. A lifetime supply of desirability crap from black women. That's what we got. We let them take the lead, and the first thing they did was go suck on the white woman's vulva. Oops. Huh? We let them take the lead, and they sacrificed their sons to be in proximity of white folks that instantly kicked them out the door the second they got the chance. Shout out to Donald Trump. We let them take the lead, and they sacrificed black men, even though Mr. Z is a child of immigrants, for immigrants that started deleting black people. Oops. That are anti-black themselves. Yikes. Yeah. We let them take the lead, and they gave black men's position to white women. Yup. Here's the kicker. Those black men then turn around and become successful and then end up with white women. Somebody ain't do the math. Somebody didn't do the math correctly. Uh-oh. Huh? That wasn't smart. Huh? Somebody wasn't using their noggin. Well, they were using their noggin, but it wasn't for that. Oops. Let the women take the lead. Yeah, we did. And, yeah. College degrees. We got a couple of college degrees. Yeah, okay, cool. And yeah, black wealth will be zero by 2053, and it's going to be before that. Those numbers came out before COVID-19. Yeah, about that. Huh? And black people's poverty is being covered up by a handful of black immigrants with some money and status and position, or children of black immigrants with some money, status, and position, and some mixed black people with some money, status, and position. Shout out to Clay Thompson. Oops, god damn, Z. Anyway, Yeah. And so black people's precarity is being masked by black celebrity and a handful of black notable politicians. Shout out to Barack Obama. Oops. Yeah. We let those black women lead, and that's what we got. We let the black women lead, and we went from a matriarchy to a godnocracy. God damn. Huh? We let the black women lead, and they get pregnant by Australian Asian dudes in Thailand. What the hell? We let the black women lead, and they get kicked out of Dubai. We let the black women lead, and they became truckers in Dubai, and they got kicked out of Dubai for being loud, obnoxious, annoying, and violent. Yeah. We let the black woman lead, and then we have black female politicians literally, excuse my language, pussy popping on a handstand. We let the black women lead, and the mixed black women, who lineage isn't even ADOS on the black side, and that's if there's a black side, that's still debatable, got Meg Thee Stallion twerking on stage as she's trying to run for president. I'm just saying. Huh? Yeah, about that. Black women lead, right? Okay, all right. Black women lead, and all we talk about all day, every day, goddamn twice on Sunday. Once again, we're using profanity to the stream. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat is what black men are doing with their dicks. Excuse me. Black celebrity men and rich black men, what they're doing with their dicks, who they're screwing. Huh? Because this is the most paramount and important thing for y'all, period, is that rich niggas is not marrying black women. Famous celebrity, and by the way, that's not true, but okay, fine. Huh? We let black women lead, and the first thing they want to talk about is desirability. And why are they talking about desirability? Because in their minds, rich black men and white men and any man is not marrying enough black women, particularly dark-skinned black women. And elevating them and bringing them on red carpets and premieres and reveals and parking them right next to white women and saying, isn't she the most beautiful thing in the world? Margot Robbie don't got nothing on her. Huh? We let black women lead, and they instantly told you how black men ain't shit. Some of them in very intellectual ways. Shout out to all you black female academics. Some of them in very crass and ghetto ways. Shout out to all the sisters in the hood. Would that interracial marriage rate look for newlywed black men again? Oh yeah, that part. Uh-oh. So, thank you for the comment. It was active. You kind of got me on a rant on that one. Huh? Oh, but it gets worse because there is a LGBTQ brother that uses, because they always do this, one black boy, one black man goes too far, does something heinous, and it is an indictment of all black men. And now all black men must play amends. Once again, what does that interracial? Let's actually say this, because I'm gonna say it again after I play this. Between the interracial marriage rate for newlywed black men and the incarceration rate for black men, and black men just dating out even if they're not getting married and having a lot of mixed children more and more, it's still black, even though black men are slowly separating from black women, including politically. Oh, goddamn. Shout out to the 20-some-odd% of y'all that voted for Donald Trump. Mr. Z didn't, but still, I get it. The 20% of y'all or some odd of black men that voted for Donald Trump. So even with that, it is still black men's fault. The condition of the black community, even though black men are leaving black women to their own devices in the single baby mama black community. But it's still black men that are the weakest link. Shout out to you, Funky Denevo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has now come to the time that we have a conversation. I have been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women, stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves, and I'm gonna niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm gonna say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell.
Pause for the cause. Did we not hear about straight black men being the weakest link of the black community? Didn't we hear this years ago? Fucking Deneva, what are you saying that's new? Oh, you're not. You're not saying anything new. Oh yeah, fucking Deneva, was it not you that started tearing up when you started talking about how straight black women use y'all LGBTQ black men as weapons against straight black men? Uh-oh. Did you not say that? Did you not say that they use y'all like that, but then when they get in arguments with y'all, they pretend like they scared of y'all? Fucking Deneva, was that not you? Was it not you that also said how you see how straight black women call straight black men gay as an insult to straight black men, knowing that he's straight? The insult is that he's gay. Wait, did you not also speak on that? Wait, what? Straight black men are the weakest link, even though they're increasingly leaving you and straight black women, to your own devices. LGBTQ black men, LGBTQ black women, and straight black women to your own devices. Pun intended. Do what y'all want to do over there. An increasing amount of black men are making themselves scarce. And it's still black men that are the problem? You might have paid or sworn your allegiance in your fealty to the black gynocracy. Straight black men in majority did not. You might hate what you see in the mirror because you're not a black woman. Straight black men don't hate what they see in the mirror. And the vast majority of straight black men don't want to be white men. Unlike black women, who want to be white men and white women simultaneously. Oh, goddamn, so you wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Huh? Funky Geneva, we heard this before. Straight black men are the weakest link. We heard this before. And we don't care what y'all talking about. I mean, Mr. Z is covering it. But we don't care what y'all talking about. You yourself said straight black women be playing ally with y'all LGBTQ black men until they get angry with y'all and then y'all just regular black men again. Oops. You said that. Yeah, you damn right. Yeah, they gonna play in y'all face. Rightfully so. Y'all both play in each other's face. Pun intended. Oops. Yep. Huh? There needs to be a conversation. Who told y'all we're not talking? We're not worshiping black women. We're not kissing their ass because they don't get to be white women. There, it's okay. You don't get to be an elite white woman. There, let me give you a hug. I know it's not fair. You got your degree and you wear the weave and you put on the interview voice when you're around white folks. I get it. And you're non-threatening and you reserve all your anger and rage at not being a white woman for black men when you get back to the hood. Black men, straight black men are not engaging in that. And so because we're not engaging in that, now we're the problem? Okay, yeah, that's it. Huh? And Passport OG says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. NPR release a podcast on toxic black patriarchy. Please, Passport OG, email me that. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Huh? But yeah, Funky Geneva, look, you not saying nothing we haven't already heard, and most of us don't care what y'all talking about. Huh? It's like they want black men, straight black men, to walk through the town square like Cersei off of Game of Thrones, while everyone else in the black community, black LGBTQ, black straight women, even black children, namely the girls, shame, and they throwing fruit at us and poop. Huh? Shame. That's how black men are supposed to, straight black men are supposed to walk with their head down in the black community, especially if you're not like the preference, if you're not the specimen, if you're not a select black man, oh yeah, you're supposed to walk through the black community with your head down. You're a male hyena. Huh? You're a male hyena. You walk with your head down especially when you're around a queen bee black woman, oh, you better be bowing and scraping. Looking borderline homeless. Huh? Kind of weird crap y'all talking about. Continuing.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has now come to the time that we have a conversation. I have been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women, stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves, and I'm gonna niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm gonna say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issue. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's gonna pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Argue with your mammy.
Straight black men are the cancer, but I've never heard of a cancer that's actively going and seeking other hosts. I've never heard of a cancer that said, you know what? Yeah, I don't like this body. I'm out of here. If black straight men are the cancer, then why are so many of them increasingly dating and marrying and procreating outside of the black community with non-black women? Straight black men, so let me get this right. Straight black men are such a cancer that they're actively leaving in droves. They're voting in a different direction. They're finding other non-black women. They have a whole movement called Passport Bros. It's not really a movement, but anyway, this idea of black men who are really actively, not like what black women are talking about, but actively seeking other choices other than black women, domestic black women at least, American black women, So this is a cancer that is actively seeking to go somewhere else. Yeah, about that. Are you sure that's the word you want to use? Huh? And exactly, Saints here. This is what I'm saying. Oh, that video from New York from that young boy who slammed that girl. So one young boy doing the dumbest heinous thing is now all black men, right? And yes, that is what he is saying. Between that and Klay Thompson, black women are like, okay, we got something to bury these men for a month or two or forever. That is what he is saying. That is the argument. That is the argument. Although we already see, and quite frankly, didn't we have a story like this from a couple of years ago? Didn't a young man from New York throw a trash can? Bro, shout out to New York. Hey, some of them brothers is wilding when these black women turn them down. New York did had at least over the past decade, like 3-4 stories of a black woman, and we don't know how they're turning them down. But either way, it's not justifiable. A black woman turning down a black man, or a black young lady turning down a black young man, and it's some craziness that go on. We have at least 3 or 4 of these stories over the past decade. And they all came out of New York. No offense to the Northeasterners, no offense to New Yorkers, no offense to the Yankees. But that should be expected. We should expect these folks to make these disingenuous arguments. Funky Deneva, you're not saying anything new or different or novel, and it's okay, but we're not going. Your average straight black man is just not going to allow for black LGBTQ folks and black women to bury them for what a young man did to a young woman when he was rejected. It's just not going to happen. And when you said argue with your mama, I actually do debate my mom. I do be arguing with my mom sometimes. So there's that. Mama Z do begin arguing with and debating with. Papa Z too. Huh? But that argue with your mama, like, I don't want to hear it, bro. You're not saying nothing. You're not saying anything. And quite frankly, the young men are getting the hell. The young men are going after Latinas in New York. Depending on where they live in New York, if they could catch them a nice upper middle class white girl, which is rare, but that'd be the thing. Same thing with California. Same thing with much of South Florida and Texas. It's the Latinas. Them young brothers, young black men under the age of like 25. So, Funky Deneva, you don't got to worry about it. Increasingly, black girls and women not going to have to worry about none of that. All the ones that's already complaining in high school, because I have the clip, right? And shout out to those of you whoever found it. I have the clip of the mom who was talking about with her 14-year-old daughter saying all the black boys in school chose white girls when it's who do you find attractive? Yeah. It was all white girls. And the black mom over here complaining about it. Funky Deneva, you don't got to worry about that. You're not going to have to worry about no violence from black boys and black men. They're going to get the hell away from black women. They're going to leave black women out there to do whatever y'all want to do with them white boys. Whatever white dudes and Latino dudes and maybe an Asian or two got for y'all, that's what they got for y'all. And if not enough of them are checking for you, then be out there with your toy and with each other. Funky Deneva, you want to be black women's ally, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. But you want to be their little attack dog? Okay. Fine. Tell black women increasingly that interracial marriage rate going to continue to rise, even though the marriage rate is going to decrease. And not only that, they don't have to worry about black men bothering them and black boys bothering them and all of that other stuff. Increasingly, that ain't going to be a thing. Don't worry about it. Huh? Shout out to fucking Geneva. These folks use all of these incidents to be like, you see, black men don't know how to take rejection. Black men don't know how to take rejection from the women who give the worst nuclear rejections of anyone. Black men don't know how to take rejection. Okay. And Black Guru gave me this video. Okay, let me try something. I'm gonna play this and we'll cover it afterward. Let me see if I can get this video while we do that. Give me a second. Here y'all go.
The Meg and Clay breakup has me thinking about the correlation between men, monogamy, and money. I have thoughts. I think if you've dated a man in this century, you've probably heard a man say something along the lines of, I don't want to settle down until I'm at this level. I don't want to get married until I'm here financially. I don't want a wife or a family until I make it to this point. Raise your hand if you've heard that. On the flip side of that, though, you often see the men.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to start that over. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Black Guru. We might be covering that. There's a couple of these things that I really want to cover. Yeah, man, look, Black Guru, you already know what's going on, so you already know why. But yeah, so we'll get to it. We'll get to it. And thank you for that, Black Guru. And continue. Let's play it again.
The Meg and Clay breakup has me thinking about the correlation between men, monogamy, and money. I have thoughts. I think if you've dated a man in this century, you've probably heard a man say something along the lines of, I don't want to settle down until I'm at this level. I don't want to get married until I'm here financially. I don't want a wife or a family until I make it to this point. Raise your hand if you've heard that. On the flip side of that, though, you often see the men who have quote unquote made it to a certain level feel like they can't settle down because A, either everyone is after their money, or B, they feel like they have access to everything that they want now, and like, why would I need to settle down? Even on like the women's side now, you often hear like, if a man's gonna be with me, he needs to be making X amount of money, he needs to be flying me out, he needs to be taking me on trips every other week, he needs to be da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You get men who lead with the very thing that they fear attracting. They don't want women who just want their money, but they lead with their money. And then you get women who use a man's income as a measure of his character. And that man could be making all the money in the world, and that doesn't mean he's generous. That doesn't mean he's considerate. That doesn't mean he's caring. That doesn't mean it's going to you. What gets lost in the middle, especially for people dating in this day and age, for the people who want to be married in this day and age, on both the male and female side, is the ability or the desire to grow and build with someone else. That's just lost. Everybody wants everybody to come ready, come prepared, come as your best, come with your highest earning, okay? Then you take a step back and wonder, like, why'd that relationship fail? I just saw, like, apparently Sterling Shepard and his fiance have called off their engagement. It's like, cute couple, great couple, seemingly. Why break up? Because there's nothing that you've identified that you can accomplish together that you can't accomplish without the other person. And I think that's what generations before us have done well. They've, with all the drama that we could talk about from those previous generations, I think something that rings true is the ability to notice, what can I accomplish with you that I can't accomplish without you? And how do we build on that? We don't do that anymore, and we need to.
Nice, weird, roundabout way of admitting and saying that the ladies put a financial requirement on the men, and the men said, all right, bet. And now that I'm here, I'm just going to slay and have fun. Nice, weird, roundabout way of saying that. And the way she framed it, now the women are saying, wait, when's this now? Haven't women been saying, I don't know, for ages and centuries and millennia, that a man is his money in different ways, in different cultures, going back for ages? It's only gotten worse under neoliberal capitalism. Excuse me. It's only gotten worse under neoliberal capitalism in America over the past 40 some odd years, 50 years. Wait a minute, what? When you press the women, the college-educated women, and ask them why they're single and let them rail on against men and their character flaws for 20 minutes and then press them again, it's going to come back to status and money. It's going to come, it's actually not men's character flaw, it's the status and the money. The women are going to use feminist language initially because that's what they have. But when you press them, it's the status and money. Young lady, it's the status and money. It's the women who are putting this on men. And when they're pressed, they say it. Huh? That's number one. Number two, this goes back to what I was saying earlier about labor, income, wealth, status, and this kind of this class anxiety that's coming from all of us who are not elite. Not all of us down to the man or the woman, but all of us as a group of working folks. Right? And how the women are expressing it is by being a class of exploiters and manipulators. Now, are the men not engaging in some manipulation too? Yes, they are. Let's be fair. Let's be real. But exploiting? Yeah. Not in relationships, not on that level, because they can't. That's not how manhood and womanhood work in America. That's not how it was built. Ladies, be honest. So I'm arguing that when you get to under 50, definitely under 40, the women are straight manipulators and exploiters, especially under the age of 30. Oh boy. You know, Coach Greg Adams covered, when he covered what's her name? Ashley Janae, rest in peace. He also brought up this young white lady, young white women who end up getting deleted in the last, they followed her cell phone and it pinged in the airport and blah, blah, blah. And then come to find out she was a sugar baby. Basic Betty white girl, rest in peace to her too, no disrespect. And she was a sugar baby. And like no one knew. And then when they found out, a couple of her friends actually did know, but she was a sugar baby. And there's billions of them, well, at least hundreds of thousands of them, that's playing this game. We are in the era of the manipulators and the exploiters in women. So you couple that with situationships. So we're in the era of situationships. The women are out here foodie calling, manipulating, exploiting. Huh? Well, damn. So yes, the young men heard you the first time. The men heard you the first time. And they're moving accordingly. And so, yeah, the specimens are going to run through y'all. The ballerific dudes are going to run through y'all. The men that's a little bit under the specimens and the ballerific dudes, they're going to run through y'all. And the rest of us, well, some of us have too much dignity to do anything with you after the fact, and some of us don't. Huh? Shout out to you dudes that pipe the women after the celebrities. Weird! I know she was with Drake, and I know she was with LeBron, and I know she was with, but it's my turn. Huh? I ain't trying to wipe the yish, see? I hear you. Huh? Exactly, Els, and the rest will pay. Exactly. Huh? Shout out to the dudes that get the chick after she on the stroll. Y'all done wipe the chick after she on the stroll? Absolutely not. Huh? Man. So I hear what the young lady is saying, but yeah. We have to be honest. The young men, it's not just men. We're not honest. Y'all keep on hiding the women. Not this young lady. She actually said women, so she said their name. What we do is, men are held to this patriarchal standard by other men and other people in society. No. Stop being a coward. Say women. Say their name. Say her name. Okay. Say her name. Women. Women hold men to a patriarchal standard, but they don't want patriarchy. Hysterical. Huh? Hysterical. Exactly. Black woman said the Chris Brown thought hierarchy. And that's all it is. Huh? Chris Brown get a crack at her? Literally. Giggity. Then whoever's in his entourage, then a hanger on, pause, then somebody else, then you. And that's you. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Huh? And then you gonna wipe the itch. And she gonna cheat on you and leave you eventually. Maybe she have a kid or two from you. If you're lucky, she don't have no kids from none of those dudes. So you get a good 5-6 years out of her. Z, you're black. So you get a good 4 or 5 years out of her. Maybe 3. Huh? Man. So we know what it is. We're gonna play it again.
The Meg and Clay breakup has me thinking about the correlation between men, monogamy, and money. I have thoughts. Think if you've dated a man in this century, you've probably heard a man say something along the lines of, I don't want to settle down until I'm at this level. I don't want to get married until I'm here financially. I don't want a wife or a family until I make it to this point. Raise your hand if you've heard that. On the flip side of that, though, you often see the men who have quote unquote made it to a certain level feel like they can't settle down because A, either everyone is after their money, or B, they feel like they have access to everything that they want now, and like, why would I need to settle down? Even on like the women's side now, you often hear like, if a man's gonna be with me, he needs to be making X amount of money, he needs to be flying me out, he needs to be taking me on trips every other week, he needs to be da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You get men who lead with the very thing that they fear attracting. They don't want women who just want their money, but they lead with their money. And then you get women who use a man's income as a measure of his character. And that man could be making all the money in the world, and that doesn't mean he's generous. That doesn't mean he's considerate. That doesn't mean he's caring. That doesn't mean it's going to you. What gets lost in the middle, especially for people dating in this day and age, for the people who want to be married in this day and age, on both the male and female side, is the ability or the desire to grow and build with someone else. That's just lost. Everybody wants everybody to come ready, come prepared.
No, you don't get to pull to everybody. No, women are the ones that say they're not building nothing. That's not, the men are not saying that. Find me the man that says that. Find me the 50-year-old man that says that. Women start saying that in their mid-20s. Maybe in their teens. Who's saying that? No, the ladies want ready-made men. This is not grandma's era where she's waiting until she's 60-something for the bins. That's her severance package for being a wife for decades and being loyal. No. The ladies want the G-Wagon coming out of high school. Walking into high school. Coming out of high school. And if they got to expedite the process, and if they, you know what, not enough of these men are going to get it for me, they'll go try to sugar baby or go try to, OnlyFans it. Corn it. Huh? Number one. Number two. Young lady, you said it yourself. The young men and the men are responding to the environment. They're responding to the environment. Huh? The women are the a-holes. The women are the a-holes who are holding these men to some insane financial requirements, not getting it, throwing a fit and saying, well, damn it to hell, I ain't budging, I ain't doing nothing. I'm not lifting a finger. Huh? Y'all know what I really wanted to say. Elzactus is corn it. Just corn it, exactly. Y'all know what Mrs. Z was trying to say. I already used profanity. I don't know why I didn't just say the word. Huh? So I hear you, young lady, I hear you. But if we're living through the era of exploitation, manipulation, right? Manipulationships, exploitationships, you gotta appreciate that the men are not the only ones engaging in this. It's really the women, actually, if you really want to call a thing. And they love it. And if that's the era we're in, you have to appreciate that young men are gonna move accordingly. Huh? And Pastor G says, G-Wagon from corn. That's insane. G-Wagon from corn, G-Wagon from sugar babying, G-Wagon from OnlyFans, right? Teslas, name whatever vehicle she's into. The Benz GLS, right? The GLE with the swoop back, right? Whatever Porsche Cayenne, Porsche Panamera, whatever vehicle she in, one of the Audi trucks or Audi SUVs, BMW, whatever the hell's, Tesla, whatever the hell, whatever expensive ass vehicle, luxury vehicle. Definitely the Lamborghini Urus, the Aston DBX, the Aston Martin. I ain't even gonna mention the Ferrari Parasangue. I don't know if y'all could do that, but it might be a bit too much. So yeah. But I hear you, young lady. I hear you. Right? But I definitely want to play this. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Because this might, if I didn't get flagged before, I might get flagged for this. But I'm going to risk it anyway. Hopefully we don't get shut out. Oh boy, knock on wood. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. We're going to play this because I think this brother hit the nail on the head for many of you basketball heads, all of you sports dudes, all of you that knew who Klay Thompson was since the beginning. I think this brother definitely nailed it in his commentary, in his comedy. And we're going to play this because it is hysterical and pretty damn accurate. Continuing.
Women didn't know who Klay Thompson was. Have you seen this shit, bro? Fellas, let me tell you something. It's women online like, nigga, you wasn't shit before you met me. We didn't know you. Fuck a nigga. He ain't shit. You finna be busted. Ladies, let me inform you of whom Klay Thompson is. Klay Thompson is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Do you understand me? First ballot. He is arguably one of the greatest shooters ever, probably top 5. Probably top 5 shooting guards ever. This nigga scored 60 points one time without dribbling the fucking ball. This nigga is amazing at his fucking job. He has made $300 million in his NBA career. I'm not counting endorsements. Listen to me very closely, okay? He's 6'5". I know you like tall niggas. He light-skinned. You like them niggas too. And y'all keep saying he lame because y'all thought this nigga was Russell Wilson. That's what y'all thought. That's why women is mad, because they thought she was finna have her Sierra party. No. What y'all didn't realize is this nigga played in Oakland for hella years. He might have understood a bitch, you feel me? He might have knew how to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all keep saying Klay ain't got no game. He fuck Meg Thee Stallion. He said, first of all, on a bitch, hey, my name Klay, bitch. This nigga best friends with Too Short and E40. Fuck out of here. On a bitch, huh? I'm a real shooter, you feel me? Real shooter, bitch. On a Yarai Clay is the name, bitch. Yarai Clay. Yarai Clay. It's Thompson, bitch. Don't forget it. It's Thompson, bitch. Oh no, y'all missing some shit. Women are really convinced. It's like, this nigga, he ain't never had a woman like Meg. Let me run down a little track record before. Before Clay Thompson was fucking Meg Thee Stallion, he was fucking Spider-Man, bitch. He took a goddamn woman from Spider-Man. And then after that, he started fucking Coco Jones. Nigga, Coco Jones so goddamn fine, I drink her toilet water. Nigga. And she just happened to be married to
Coco Jones is fine.
Spider-Man, but that's neither here nor there. It's just a weird coincidence. Listen to what the fuck I'm telling you. Listen, ladies, I know you mad. I understand, because this shit hit home for y'all. I see women actually mad. I saw women in the comments like, fuck this hoe ass niggas. I don't believe this. How can he do it like this? What do y'all want, men? What do y'all want? Hundreds of women. This their favorite response. Another fucking man? Clearly this nigga want bitches. Obviously, he don't want no obviously, he wants bitches. Y'all not even giving Clay no fucking credit. How about the good shit? It ain't a white woman, huh? What? Nothing? Huh? Y'all sick of the NBA niggas dating white women, huh? You surprised the NBA nigga cheated? Well, this has never happened before. Huh? He could have been with a white girl, huh? Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling y'all the story. I ain't even do shit. Can't be that mad at Clay. Y'all act like he shot this bitch. Anyway, so...
And we're back. My apologies, y'all. So, yeah, I thought that was hysterical. I did see this also this morning, right? I did see this morning. As St. Cyr said, I saw this clip this morning. Yeah, no, it's hysterical. You know, I don't condone cheating or whatever. I will say this, and if Meg Thee Stallion, if that's the real accusation, if that's what happened. First of all, celebrity stuff. We don't even know if this was orchestrated or what it is, like, right? So, you know, BTS did have a really good take on this. I suggest y'all listen to his previous stream or maybe the stream before that, and he kind of spoke to it. So there's that, the whole celebrity culture of it all. Cool. It's really weird listening to and watching people, you know, Mr. Z, we give commentary on this channel. But it is weird seeing people be so invested, including obviously the women, so invested in this story. And as the brother said, I don't think he appreciated how serious of what he said is with it, because y'all thought y'all were going to get another Russell Wilson. It's about Meg Thee Stallion being, air quotes, redeemed for past indiscretions with Klay Thompson in getting her Russell Wilson situation, her Sierra prayer on. Huh? That's really what this is. And as I played yesterday with the young lady that said, you know, it gets real parasocial in this yitch about Meg Thee Stallion. We get real and that's a black woman saying black women like her get real parasocial about Meg Thee Stallion. And we know. And if y'all looked at the audience, y'all looked at the women who were trying to hold back the laugh. I've even seen videos of a black woman calling Klay Thompson ugly. Like, y'all brains go to real mush when y'all feel slighted and whatever. Huh? You gotta call a thing a thing. Mr. Z is not the one to condemn someone to hell for eternity, right? With that, wait a minute. At the same time, if this story is real and whatnot, it's just another human being with another human being going through another human experience. Number one. Number two, did Meg Thee Stallion not cheat before? Oops. Did Meg Thee Stallion not cheat before? Oh. Okay. Number one. Number two, not the group that keeps on talking about class, not appreciating class. Why? Because Meg Thee Stallion got tens of millions of dollars? Did we not all see the clip of Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson at that award ceremony, wherever it is? And Klay Thompson is nodding his head and he listening to the music, and Meg Thee Stallion is loud and obnoxious. I said this on the previous stream. Dear women, all women, mainly black women, you don't have to be these little reserved, quiet women. You don't have to be seen and not heard. You don't have to adhere to that. You don't have to adhere to nothing men are talking about. You could be your authentic self. And if enough men, and especially the men you find appealing and attractive, do not find that appealing and attractive, well, tough cookies. Huh? If who you are in your authentic self is not appreciated by enough of the men you want, well, huh? And this is once again assuming that this story is on the up and up, and it is what it looks like, and it wasn't some weirdo celebrity thing going on, mix matching and whatever. But even if this investment in celebrity culture and then living vicariously through these folks, once again, we make commentary here and we use this to have larger, more macro meta conversations. But there's this weird investment, especially with women, black women, with celebrity culture. It's weird and it's sick and it's weirdly delusional. Going to what Mr. Shuti was speaking to earlier, it causes us to kind of devalue our actual personal lives and our actual experiences. Y'all are way too invested, and some of the men engage in this too when we start doing the whole, oh, you heard such and such got signed for such and such millions of dollars. Cut it out. Huh? It causes, and especially for the ladies, black women, y'all to be delusional. And yes, that has a real impact on your real life. It's absolutely insane. Huh? And those active says, women are in the comments saying, what that got to do with her recent relationship? They write it regardless, Z. Look, true indeed, they have a point. What does it have to do with this relationship? Good point. We say this when a black man is deleted by the cops and they try to bring up some old history of, oh, he was arrested back in 93. Okay, cool. Right? They have a good point there. With that, what I'm saying is she is not a person of character where this happening to her is so egregious. The lady done hemmed up boyfriends before. Regardless of how you want to say it, her and Tory Lanez did not have the best of relationship or situation even before the incident in that limo. Right? So you could call it what you want to. If anyone this shouldn't happen to, it wouldn't be her. She is not the person, at least in Mr. Z's estimation, where it's like, oh my, not Meg the Stallion. Oh, she's so brave. Why have they had to be Meg? Stop it. Cut it out. Too many of y'all live vicariously through Meg the Stallion in specific. For those of you that remember that professor I covered last year, the heavyset dreads black woman with the glasses, and that was a nice long stream. That was maybe like a 9-hour stream. I covered her last year. And her favorite artist was Meg Thee Stallion. There's a lot of black women, their favorite artist is Meg Thee Stallion. And they love that Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez got into it. They love that Tory Lanez is in prison. They love that Meg Thee Stallion do what she want to do. They love the WAP. They love the men, we don't need y'all, we want y'all. They love all of it. So when she, air quotes, gets slighted, they feel slighted. Huh? That's hysterical. Saint Cyr says it's because they're all Meg Thee Stallion. They're all educated twerk bumps. Hysterical. Huh? And Saint Cyr, don't let this be minimized. What I mentioned about class and what Saint Cyr is saying here is a very real thing. This kills women, black women in specific. And Saint Cyr says different class levels. Nothing chat. If y'all want to know when a woman is reminded, because society kicks black men in the ass with this all the time. Particularly those of us from working poor, working class, and humble beginnings. When women are reminded, black women are reminded of their class, and they're reminded about it brutally, and the money can't fix class. Oh, you want to talk about a temper tantrum. Meg Thee Stallion doesn't get to have her happily ever after, and I can't say that. Her and Klay Thompson might not have worked, but I can't say that the young lady not going to have her forever happily ever after. That's not my place to say. With that, what's looking like now is maybe not for right now. And so the women are throwing a tantrum because they're living vicariously through Meg Thee Stallion. As Saint Cyr said, they're all Meg Thee Stallions. They all then been on the carousel, did whatever they wanted to do, smoked out, drunk, this and that. They might have a degree or not. They might have a kid or not. It don't matter. They ought to live their version of Meg Thee Stallion, do whatever they want to do, pump up at dude's house, him dooms up, be loud, obnoxious in somebody's front yard. So many of the women have engaged in the Meg Thee Stallion type archetype of life. And so to tell them and remind them that you may not get your version of a Klay Thompson at your level. Oh, that break their heart. I'm not saying that's the case for Meg Thee Stallion, though. But what I am saying is, based off the lady's reaction, to think that there's going to be far less Sierra and Sierra prayers than there are Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson situation, it kills them. Why can't I go out there, have fun, sow my royal oats, even though that's a male term, sow my royal oats, and then finally, say, you know what, I'm going to settle down. I'm in my early 30s, I'm in my mid-30s now. I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to end up with a Klay Thompson, and he's going to be paymaster and be tall and good-looking and be career, have his career in it. Why can't they get that? Wait for it, because you know what black women are going to say, the white girls do it. Huh? Yeah. And Eric Denman says, and thank you for the super chat, Z, I told these birds that Mama Thompson was not going to let a known trollop, oh man, be the mother of her grandchild. Hey, say that. Hey. This is something you hear from swirlers and divestors that they don't appreciate. And you hear it from black women in luxury, even if they're going to try to end up with a black man that they don't appreciate. class does matter. And in America, race is class in America. So when y'all gives you a second. And we're back. But yeah, so when black women are hit with class, when black people, but black women especially, are hit with class, and they're hit with that, they want to be exclusive to a certain extent. The black women and black people, but black women especially, straddle this weird fence where they want a super big tent, but they also want like to have niche things. Okay, cool. But when you're hit in the face with what exclusive look like, it don't look too well when you get excluded from exclusive. And you can't buy your way in. When that farmland goes up for sale, right? When the farmland goes up for sale and they won't let you bid, don't that hurt? When people tell you your money no good here, you can't buy your way in, I won't even let you bid. Y'all gives you a second. And we're back. My apologies, y'all. Y'all already know Reckless. We're about to end out in a minute anyway. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. But yeah, Eric, look, class hits us all for those of us who are not in elite classes. And you can buy your way in, not necessarily. Now, let's pause. Has Blue Ivy going to be bought in? Yes. The rest of Beyonce and Jay-Z's kids? Yes. Nas and Khalees' kid? Yes. Huh? They're in. But was Jay-Z in? Even with the money? Even with the billions? How is Jay-Z being treated by his own class peers? Ooh, god damn. Nas already told you he went to a boat party. They asked him, are you going to perform? He can't just be there. Ooh. He can't just be enjoying the music. Huh? He went to a yacht party. They treated him like, oh, you're not performing? Oh, then what you doing here? Well, damn. Huh? Now, and I'm not saying this to necessarily insult Meg Thee Stallion. If Meg Thee Stallion was a singer and she was more Whitney and Mariah, would this be a thing? Maybe not. Maybe if Meg was more Whitney Mariah, maybe she wouldn't have this issue. Huh? You notice I didn't mention any modern R&B singers necessarily. Z, what you saying? I ain't mentioned no Summer Walker now, did I? Oops. Huh? Well, damn. So, Eric, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And Mr. Shit to You says, Fontaine and Tory Lanez publicly admitted that and got clowns for it, that she cheated on them. Yeah, of course. Because it's funny when women cheat on men. It's funny. And it's kind of deserving. Cosmic justice and whatnot. Cosmic retribution and whatnot. You should have been piping her right. You should have had more money. You should have been taller. You should have been better. No? Notice I said taller. I'm just saying. Tory Lanez, height. No? Okay. Huh? Yeah. So Meg Thee Stallion, what's going on with her and Klay Thompson? I think it should be about that now, right? This obsession with celebrity culture and what celebrities got going on, and the women living vicariously through these celebrities, and hoping and wishing and praying for that type of notoriety and fame and fortune and upward mobility and name and lights. I get it. But what about if your life is you at the height of your life? You're going to be making 60, maybe 65. What about if that's your life? So you're just not going to live? Or you're going to bury yourself in little baubles and toys? And maybe a trip here and there? So you're not going to live? And apparently what the lady says, yeah, okay, look, I'm going to forfeit like all its other stuff then. Screw the husband. I mean, if he ain't going to elevate me financially, insanely, then meh. And the kids, if you don't get me knocked up by the age of 25 if I'm black, maybe by the age of 30 if I'm white, yeah, I could go without the kids. Once again, you hit the age of 30 and you don't have kids as a woman, 50-50 chance you do. You hit the age of 35 and you don't have kids, 75% chance you don't. You hit the age of 40 and you don't have kids, 7% chance you do. Well, damn. So 50-50 at 30, 25% at 35, 7% at 40. Well, and kids beget kids. In other words, if you don't have kids, you won't have kids. If you have one kid, you're more likely to have two kids. Well, damn. Just saying, everyone, just saying. Just another stream. Right? So I think we covered it all. Shout out to Leon getting here super late. But I think we gonna pause right here. I think we did a pretty good job. We almost had 3 hours. That was not Mr. Z's plan. Shout out to the replay gang. Thank you, button. Hype button. Please press the hype button. Thank you. Button. Like button, please, and thank you. Am I gonna pull the Roger Report and the Dr. Thunder? Cashapp button is always on, right? As a matter of fact, it's scrolling on the bottom of the screen right now. So yeah, y'all, look, just another stream. I am gonna try to cover what a Passport OG was talking about that Black Uru sent me the link to. So we do have it in our history. We'll get to it. Thank you for that, Black Uru. I'll listen to it once I get a chance, and maybe we cover that. I know I was supposed to do a panel discussion the other day. Lifed. My apologies, y'all. We're going to try to get to a panel discussion. I know it's been a little while. And we'll pause right there. Right. Oh, update. Memberships. We're at 23. We're still waiting for the last 2. I know I haven't talked about that in a couple of streams. So just to let y'all know, we're at 23 members. We're waiting for 2 more to hit 25, and then we will start our members-only streams and pre-records. So there's that. So I just want to make sure that my members know. I'm not trying to just leave y'all in the dark. And on that note, y'all, we will pause right here. Love, piece of chicken grease. Yeah, go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. And Mr. Z out. All right, y'all.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.